Show Network, and good things will follow.
From Hollywood, it's The Parent Game. And now here's your host and star of The Parent Game, Chuck Barris.
Thank you, and welcome to The Parent Game. Well, Ogden Nash once wrote, children aren't happy with nothing to ignore, and that's what parents were created for. But I can promise you this, there are three couples ready to play tonight's Parent Game who can't ignore the situations that arise when those happy little children start growing up. So let's begin by meeting tonight's couple right now. Couple number one. When their daughter Anna was 3, she climbed up on her sleeping grandmother's knee, opened one of Granny's eyes with her fingers and said, "Grandma, are you in there?" The parents of 3 children now meet Noble and Lindy Fasano. Couple number 2. They don't have any children yet, but they say when they do, they're going to be very careful what they say around them because they've seen too many cases of kids sharing all their parents' secrets with the neighbors. Let's meet Jim and Pat Pratt. Couple number 3. They're firm believers in the golden rule of child raising. Raise your children like you would have them raise you. And it's working out well with their 5-year-old daughter and 4-year-old son. Welcome Holly and Carolyn Ross. And there you have our 3 Parent Game couples for tonight. All right, couples. I'll be asking you questions of increasing point value and a bonus question worth 30 points. You'll be matching your ideas on raising a family with our expert in child psychology. When your answer agrees with our experts, you'll score points for your team. The couple scoring the most points at the end of our game will win an exciting grand prize. And remember, these questions are not meant to be an official guidebook on child raising, but they're more for fun and entertainment. So if you're ready at home, and couples, if you're ready, let's get started. Here's your first question, and it's worth 5 points. Your 9-year-old son, Freddie, learns a bunch of dirty words from his buddy, and you overhear him trying them out on Grandma for the very first time. Mom and Dad, what should you do? Get out the soap, make light of it, tell him to save those words for the guys, or let Grandma handle it. 9-year-old Freddie learns some dirty words and tries them out on Grandma. Let's go with couple number 1, Noble. What would you do?
Well, probably I'd first try to teach him a few more, but... Why not? No, I'd make light of it. You know, don't overdo it, because you overdo it, he's just gonna...
No, but I'd let
he's
Grandma
gonna learn
handle
more.
it.
He's gonna learn more.
No, I'd let Grandma handle it.
He's gonna want to learn more. If you make anything over it, he's gonna want to learn more.
But
It'll pass.
you're not even there. He's talking to Grandma. I'd let Grandma handle it. She'd handle it. Grandma would handle it, honey.
Noble, your answer is?
I'll make light of it.
Noble would make light of it. Lindy?
I'd let Grandma handle it.
Lindy would let Grandma handle it. 9-year-old Freddie learns some dirty words and tries them out on Grandma. Let's go with couple number 2. And Jim?
I'd definitely let grandmother handle it, because in that situation like that, I wouldn't know what to say to her.
I disagree, because
No,
sometimes
I think
Grandma
you're
let
wrong.
kids get away with
No,
everything.
no, really, I'd let grandmother handle it.
I wouldn't,
Because
she's
she would
older and
feel like
she'd
I'm
probably overlook it.
scoring.
But grandmas aren't quite with
No,
it.
no, I would definitely let her handle it.
I'd wash the
What do
kid's
you mean she
mouth
can't?
out
She
with
can't handle
soap.
it.
What do you mean she can't handle? She wouldn't
She
be.
can handle the situation.
Doesn't your grandma spoil you?
She raised my folks. Why can't she handle them?
But she's still spoiling you, and you're 27.
Oh, what are you talking about?
All right, Jim, what was your answer?
I'd definitely let grandmother handle it.
All right, Jim would definitely let Grandma handle it.
I'd say
Pat?
get out the soap. Better believe it.
Oh, I believe it. Pat says, get out the soap. Let's go to couple number 3, Holly.
I think I would have to go along with getting out the soap.
No, make light of it. Make light of it, because if you get out soap, I mean, I'll tell you why. If you make light of it, well, like Robert, you know, when he potties and you're saying, "Oh, Robert, you potty in your panties," you know, then he goes and do it again, you know, because he thinks it's wonderful, and he'll even do it on the kitchen table because, so you make light of it, because when you don't make light of it, make a big fuss, and that makes him do it a lot. So you make light of it. Make light of it.
Well, go ahead, Holly. What was your answer?
I'll say get out the soap.
Holly says get out the soap.
No
Carolyn?
way. Make light of it.
Carolyn would make light of it. No one mentioned tell him to save those words for the guys. How about at home? Did you think about that one? Here's the correct answer. If Mom and Dad make light of what Freddie said, this might lead him to believe he can use those words whenever he wants to. Getting out the soap might have been what they did years ago, but today's parents should realize that boys will be boys. The answer is, tell him to save those words for the boys. Well, we don't have a score up there yet, but let's try again. Here's another 5-point question. 21-year-old Rod invites you to his apartment for dinner to meet his new girlfriend. And, Dad, you were surprised to see that she is as old as Mom. What are you going to do? Tell Rod why it can't work? Help Rod find younger girls? Enjoy the dinner? Or have one drink and leave? 21-year-old Rod invites you over for dinner to meet his new girlfriend, and she's as old as Mom. Let's begin with couple number 2. Jim?
Well, I believe I would enjoy the dinner and then explain to him later on, because I wouldn't want to embarrass him.
I agree with you.
Definitely.
How about that? I really
Well,
do
it's the first
agree.
time you finally agree with me. It's
No,
about
I
time,
really
but
do.
I really do. I think I would enjoy the dinner and not bring the situation at the
Because
time to a
sometimes-
later time when it's more convenient.
Yeah, but sometimes that's true, because sometimes when you tell like kids what to do, they'll be just more apt to do the opposite, trying to get back
No,
at the
yeah,
parents.
that's true
You know what I
to a
mean?
certain extent,
So I
but
agree with you.
But Jim would enjoy the dinner.
I would enjoy the dinner.
Pat?
I agree with my
Would do the
husband.
same, enjoy the dinner. So Jim and Pat are in agreement. 21-year-old Rod invites you over for dinner to meet his new girlfriend, and she's as old as Mom. Let's go to couple number 3. Holly, what would you do?
I think I would tell Raj why it can't work. Because I think maybe at that particular time it would be very important.
No, I'd help Rod find younger girls.
No. What good would
I'd help Rod find
First of all,
younger girls.
you must explain to a person why.
No, I'd help Rod find younger girls, because just like you know, you like older women, and you're always looking at older women. But you got me, but you're still looking at them so long. If you help him find a younger girl, then when he gets married, he won't be like you. He'll be himself.
All right, Holly.
Tell Rod why it can't work.
Help Rod find younger
Holly
girls.
would tell Rod why it can't work. You didn't sell him again, Carolyn. What's your answer?
Number 2, help Rod find younger girls.
All right, Carolyn would help Rod find younger girls. Let's go to couple number 1. Noble.
I'd help him enjoy the dinner with the girl. If she was anything good looking, I might go along with it. Not true. You should see her mother. Yum, my God.
Behave
at
yourself.
45.
You behave yourself.
No, I would go along with it.
You would
Enjoy the dinner. Enjoy
I
the dinner.
don't know.
Why
I
not?
don't think
All
I
right, Noble
would.
would enjoy the dinner.
I think that I would have to register a protest, and by doing that, I would have one drink and leave. I wouldn't make a big scene out of it or anything. I would just, well, I don't think that I could approve, and if I don't approve, I'm not going to sit there and eat dinner with him. But I will have one drink and meet her and be very friendly, but then I will leave, because he's
All
no
right.
business going out with a woman that age. I don't care
Lindy
what my
would
mother
have
looks
one
like.
drink and leave.
Yes.
All right. 3 out of 6 said enjoy the dinner. Everything else has been split up. What was your answer at home? Here's our answer. It might be tempting to try and break up this May-December romance by telling Rod why it can't work. But remember, nobody really knows why Rod is dating an older woman except Rod. If he wants your advice, he'll ask for it. So even if you disapprove, the best answer is enjoy the dinner. And that means that couple number 2, Jim and Pat, have scored 10 points, and you're in the lead. And we'll be back with more of the Parent Game right after this message. But first, let's take a moment to meet the Ross's surviving offspring, Robert and Melody. Question time in just a moment, but first here's Johnny Jacobs running up with some special news about gifts for the runner-up couples. John?
Thank you, Clark. And for tonight's runner-up wives, we have Maytag's front-loading portable dishwasher, convertible to a built-in, multi-cycle, quiet operation, all in the dependable Maytag tradition. They'll also receive Hoover's blender, waffle iron, and fry pan with broiler lid and warming tray. Versatility Plus from Hoover. The runner-up husbands will receive an 18-piece fastback golf set from the Ram Golf Corporation of Melrose Park, Illinois, featuring Dynolite lightweight steel shafts, professionally swing-weighted. For both runner-up families, we have the 22-volume World Book Encyclopedia with research guide and index. World Book represents the work of over 3,000 contributors. Now back to Clark Race and the Parent Game.
Thank you, Johnny. Okay, couples, here we go. And remember, this is a 10-point question. A 10-point question. Mom and Dad Your sensitive 16-year-old daughter, Marilyn, has developed way out of proportion to her girlfriends, and she is embarrassed by the extra attention she's getting. Should you help her hide the problem, tell her how lucky she is, stay out of it completely, or suggest she hang around bigger girls? 16-year-old Marilyn has developed way out of proportion to her girlfriends, and she's embarrassed. Holly, what would you do?
I would say I would stay out of it completely because I feel that she should find these problems because I would probably go and give her create some more problems. So I would just let her handle it, and eventually she will find it.
All right, Holly would stay out of it completely. Carolyn, this time you weren't quite as aggressive. Do you agree with Holly? For the same reasons that Holly gave? Just stay out of it completely.
Stay out of it completely because if you know, I feel that if you know, say something about it, then it would really hurt her feelings, you know. And, you know, if you stay out of it, then she would let it work out herself, you know. And if I'm thin, you know, and I'm eating correctly and everything, then I'll eat around her and do, you know, things, you know, the right way. And I think that she would catch on, you know, eventually.
All right, Carolyn says stay out of it completely. Here's the question again. 16-year-old Marilyn has developed way out of proportion to her girlfriends, and she's embarrassed. Couple number one, Noble.
Tell her how lucky she is.
Oh, that's awful.
Well, you know...
She won't believe you, honey.
Well, yes, she will, because...
No, her ego's hurting. She's
No, it
embarrassed.
isn't.
She's not lucky at that age.
But you weren't like this, but, you know...
No, hush.
You were... and
No,
you...
No,
I don't
she
know,
won't
you can
believe.
answer
She's
that
not
better
lucky.
than I can.
She's not lucky. At 16 to be completely out of proportion and everything.
Well, maybe
she's unhappy. She wouldn't believe she's lucky. Either you should stay out of it completely or help her hide the problem.
You help her hide the problem?
No, there are clothes she could
sack
wear.
or something?
She could wear special dresses or something like that.
Noble, what was your answer?
What's your answer, honey?
Oh, you're talking me into stay out of it completely.
All right, okay. Noble would stay out of it completely. Lindy?
Should have in the first place.
I'd help her hide the problem.
All right.
Well, that's what she would want.
Lindy would help her hide the problem.
Well, I think that's what she would want. I'd give her my assistance if she's embarrassed.
Let's go to couple number two. Jim?
I'd help her hide the problem because, you know, they make so many of these dresses nowadays that, you know, that hides a girl's figures. They can wear longer dresses and...
I agree with you.
And even women that are pregnant, you know, they have these maternity dresses, you know, and sometimes you can't even tell really if they're pregnant, a lot of them, you know.
That's true. The same way with pants. Like some pants can make you look, whoa, like that, or you can look nice, you know? So I'd have to say I'd help her hide the problem.
All right, Jim would help her hide the problem, and Pat?
I would agree with him. Help her hide the problem.
Hide the problem.
Yes.
All right, that seems to, well, it's a split between help her hide the problem and stay out of it completely. Let's find out what you think at home. Somebody just issued a vote, I think. At home, what do you figure? Here is the answer from our expert. Remember, Marilyn is 16 and sensitive. While you might think Marilyn is lucky, she obviously doesn't agree. And to suggest hanging around bigger girls is ridiculous. So our expert feels the best thing you can do for her is to teach her how to dress the figure she has. The answer is help her hide the problem. And that means that couple number two, Jim and Pat Pratt, you retain your lead, and we'll be right back with more of the Parent Game right after this message. But first, let's join the Pisano kids. Anna, Tommy, and Laura. Welcome back to the Parent Game, and here we go with a 15-point question. Mom, as you come in to say goodnight to your 15-year-old daughter, Hillary, you find her reading The Sensuous Woman. What would you do? Give her a teenage book on the subject, turn off her reading light immediately, let her read it, or read it yourself first? Mom comes in to say goodnight and finds her 15-year-old daughter, Hillary, reading The Sensuous Woman. Couple number one. Noble, what would you do?
Mother's probably giving it to her, knowing my wife. I'd let her read it. Why not? You know, it can't do any harm. Probably do a lot of good.
I've already read it. I don't know what it is. You know, well, I would think, with a book like that.
She's old enough. She's old enough. Let her read it.
Well,
Noble says let her read it.
Let her read it.
Well,
let her read it, all right?
Lindy? It's your answer.
I think I would read it myself first and then let her read it.
What?
If I hadn't already read it, which I
No, which answer?
All right, Lindy.
I'd read it myself first.
Lindy would read it yourself first. That's what you're saying. All right. Here's the question again. Mom comes in to say goodnight and finds her 15-year-old daughter, Hillary, reading The Sensuous Woman. Couple number two, Jim, what would you do?
I'd let her read it, because I believe that she's about at that age that she could handle something like that, I hope.
No, I agree with him. I really do, because I figure at 16, like 16 a long time ago was like maybe a mentally girl around 12 years old, but now a 16-year-old is more like a girl that's around 20, 21.
And girls they do mature a lot faster
But I
than
would
guys
explain
do,
to her,
you
to
know?
my knowledge, not everything in that book's true, because I've read it. It's pretty far out.
Well, I haven't read it, and I'd be kind of curious. Probably I'd tell her after she reads it, let me read it.
You mean you haven't read it?
I haven't read it.
I have.
Jim, what was your answer again?
Let her read it.
Let her read it. Pat?
I agree with him. Let her read it.
Let her read it. All right, our couples are in complete agreement so far. But is that right?
No.
No. Noble, you said read it yourself first.
No. I'd read it
you said
myself
that. All right, Lindy. I'm trying to get into Holly and Carolyn, and let's do that now. Couple number three. What would you do, Holly?
I would have to let her read it, because a young lady at that age, my
No,
daughter
I
at that
would give
age,
her a teenager
wait till I
book on the subject, and then when
No,
she finished
I
with
will
that,
let
I
her
would go
read
and
it.
turn the light off and get it and go, while the light was off, go in the next room and enjoy it
no,
myself.
I will let her read it. I will let her read it.
And then when I got finished, then I would let her read it.
No, well, I would have to let her read it first, and then if I want to read it, then I would read it. But I feel that she's at the age where now she can read it and she can understand it.
Not before I read
Holly
it
says, let her read it.
Let her read
I don't
it.
want to put words in your mouth, Holly. That's what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying.
All right, let her read it. Carolyn, you've already hit every answer up on the board at one point or another. What is your answer? What would you do first?
I'd let her read it.
You would let her read it.
After I finished.
Well, Lindy, you're the only one not with the group. Read it yourself first. What's your opinion at home? Let's find out the answer. Mom, it's impossible to be a policewoman here because Hillary will read the books she wants. It is important that your daughter feels comfortable enough in her relationship with you not to have to hide what she's reading. Since she may even want to discuss the book with you later, the answer is let her read it. And that means couple number two, Jim and Pat, staying out there in the lead. Now, it's time for your 30-point bonus question. Each team will have 30 seconds to discuss the question out loud, and at the end of that time, come up with just one answer between them. As you know, in the case of a stalemate, we'll take just the husband's answer. Please hold your discussions until I call on you. Now, here's that big bonus question. When parents are having a spat and a child walks in, what should mom and dad do? Make up immediately, tell them you're just joking, tell him you're having a spat, or send him out of the room. When parents are having a spat and a child walks in, what should mom and dad do? Couple number two, Jim and Pat, you have the lead. 30 seconds for open discussion, and then one answer between you.
I'd tell him that you're having a spat so he'd know what the situation's about.
All people
because
argue.
everybody argues. I agree with you there on that point, because definitely...
No one has like a fairy tale marriage.
I don't think you should hide something from the kids or something like that, because then they might think
Because like
that...
when they get married, they might expect you know, their wife not
They're
to
going to
ever
argue too as they're
That's
growing
right.
up, and they've got to learn to accept things
That's
like
right.
this.
I
You
tell
can't
them.
expect to send them out of the room every time you're going to have a spat.
That's
What if you get in with your neighbor or something like that?
Time is up. Jim and Pat, the one answer, please.
Tell him you're having a spat.
I agree.
Tell him you're having a spat. Holly and Carolyn, you have 30 seconds for open discussion, then one answer between you, please. Go.
Well, I would feel that you should not send him out of the room. You should not hide anything away from him. You should, I would have to say, tell him we are having a spat. That's what I would tell him. Because I feel that I feel that a lot of times now that youngsters, your child, is that you hide something away from them, well, then they will go out somewhere to find out. Or they might go by someone else and they will hear them arguing or something. So.
Sorry, Holly, that was 30 seconds of open discussion, Carolyn. What would you want to answer, please? Your answer?
Tell them we're having a spat.
Tell them you're having a spat. Noble and Lindy, 30 seconds.
Yeah, I'd say tell them having a spat,
Yeah,
right?
tell them you're having a spat.
Like normal.
They know it anyway, but I mean, you
Yeah.
might as well tell them.
Yeah.
All right.
And eventually
No
they'll
use
leave the
hiding
room.
it. Yeah, they'll leave the room.
You
They don't
know,
want.
it's not that interesting
Don't
to them
hide it.
after a
Don't joke it
while.
off. You know, just don't make it up immediately. If you hide it, you know, it's gonna. They'll see through you. Kids are pretty darn smart.
Noble and Lindy, Pisano are in agreement.
Tell them
Tell
you're
them
having a spat.
you're having a spat. All our answers are in, and we'll be right back to find out which couple wins our grand prize tonight on the Parent Game. But first, this message. Welcome back to the Parent Game. Remember the 30-point bonus question, which will decide the grand prize winner was, when parents are having a spat and a child walks in, what should mom and dad do? Couple number 1, Noble and Lindy said, tell them you're having a spat. Couple number 2, Jim and Pat said, tell them you're having a spat. Couple number 3, Holly and Carolyn said, tell them you're having a spat. Now, for 30 points, let's see what the answer is. It would be best if parents never quarreled, but they do. Our expert says if you send the child out of the room now, what he imagines may be much worse. And if you say you're joking, he may not believe you. So do what's best for everyone at the moment. The answer is, tell them you're having a spat. And that means that couple number 2, Jim and Pat Pratt, are our grand prize winners for tonight. And Jim and Pat, your grand prize reminds us of an old saying that goes, getting there is half the fun. And I want to tell you that you'll be getting there with lots of fun, comfort, and style, because the grand prize you've just won on tonight's Parent Game is a beautiful, brand new Super Sports station wagon.
Yes, Pat and Jim, it's the perfect vehicle for all the family. The Vega camback wagon with bucket seats and front disc brakes. It handles like a little sports car. Vega from Chevrolet, building a better way to see the USA. And it's all yours for years of family fun as tonight's lucky winners of the Parent Game.
Oh, congratulations, Jim and Pat. Thank you, Noble and Lindy and Holly and Carolyn. That's it for tonight. Be sure to join us next week for the Parent Game, when we once again prove it's not kids who say the darndest things, it's their parents. Thank you and good night.
It's a Chuck Barris Show.